Dee 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 dee. Keto living is the life for me. Coffee, cooking, and recipes. Spending my days with my doggies. So be a sport. Set your alarm for Wednesdays for the Warden's Report. Welcome to the Warden Report. It's another week. I hope everyone's doing well. It's officially June. We're now through the first week of June. How's everyone doing? I'm enjoying my coffee. It is Wednesday. It is 11:30. Wow. I thought I was doing well with time today, but obviously not. Look, I don't know. It must be the weather. My hair is just like, I feel like it's just been getting everywhere. Y'all, it's like, because I have really fine hair, and so it just is so wispy. And I was trying to, I was like cleaning the toilet. Like I try to clean, we have two toilets. One Heath is responsible for, one I'm responsible for, and I try to clean mine, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 times a week, just because I'm OCD like that. And my hair just kept falling. I was like, what the F, hair? Like, stay back. I don't need you falling in my eyes. So, yes, I know. I could put a headband on or something. I don't always like, when you put your hair up, like, I have to get it just right, because sometimes if it squeezes too hard on my head, just bothers me. So anyways, that's probably way too much info, right? But anyhow, I've got my coffee, y'all. And day's going well. This is the Texas Pecan by HEB. It is very nutty, right? I love it. It's just so good. And everything's going well so far. Just listening to, everything, as far as different YouTube videos throughout the day. And then I just started another audiobook, and I'm really enjoying this one. Her name is Tiffany Alice, Aliche. And her book, she's called The Budgetnista. And her book is called Get Good with Money. And I like her, y'all. Like, she's actually reading the book, which is, I do enjoy that when it's actually the author who is doing the book reading. And so it's nice, while I'm working. That's why I like audiobooks while I'm working, because I can just listen. Especially a lot of it I don't like. If it's real educational, then, sometimes I have to stop it. But a lot of this is just kind of, it is educational in a way, learning money and stuff, but it's not like I need to highlight anything. Like, I feel like in health books, I need to have like a highlighter out, right? But anyways, so far it's really good. She's an interesting read. I like her so far because, again, she doesn't have that shaming mentality. So I like that. Again, I don't like it anywhere, whether it's in the health sphere, financial sphere, or any sphere. Because like Heath and I were talking about this last night. I said, I just get tired of, one channel, I kind of like some of his content, but it just, everything is, I know it's a clickbaity title, and, the world is falling apart, the economy's crashing, like every video it is. And I was just like, dude, like, we don't need to panic every single day, because he like puts out a video every day, and they're real short, like 3-4 minutes, but the titles are always the world is ending titles, and then his facial expressions are usually like, ah, or like he's mad or something. And it just is like, I understand he's playing the algorithm game, because that's how YouTube is. So basically, and I've heard this across all different genres on YouTube. that negativity sells, right? That's the same like the news, somebody biting a dog is more of a news than the dog biting the person, because that's more common. But anyhow, so that's negativity is promoted like on YouTube, right? So if you find yourself where it's like, oh, every time I'm on YouTube, it's just one negative thing after another, check who you're subscribed to. And if you're subscribed to somebody who consistently their videos are negative Nancy, or oh my gosh, you're gonna, this is gonna end everything, or oh, I fell off again. If people are just constantly doing negative things and you follow them, then YouTube thinks, oh, you like that type of content, so we're gonna suggest these other channels. And before you know it, you've just got all these recommendations of negative Nancy's. That's what I call them. They're just negative fear-mongering channels, right? Or just down in the dumps, like, oh, I'm off plan again. Oh, I did this again. Oh, I gained weight again. And it's just like once in a while somebody puts that out. That's fine. I mean, nobody lives a perfectly life or perfectly happy life or 100% positive, or you're 100% clean 100% of the time. That's not realistic, right? We know that's not real. But when there are channels, and I'm not just saying keto, carnivore, I'm saying I see this on finance and budget people. Like, I consider those kind of two different, because I've noticed, like, if you're a frugal person, it isn't so much on the finance side. It's just kind of, how do you budget? But finance is more about, to me, like investings and different investment apps and that kind of stuff. But I've noticed that there will be certain channels that consistently want to put out some type of fear-mongering, negativity, or shaming videos, and I'm just not here for it in any platform. That does not motivate me, and it doesn't make me feel good. Like, if I watch somebody who goes off plan all the time, that doesn't benefit my journey, right? It's like, okay, good for you, I guess. I mean, that's your own journey, but it doesn't benefit me to watch that consistently, because I feel like in my mind, then I would be like, well, so-and-so goes off, so I might as well, right? If I watch that consistently. Again, once in a while, not a big deal. That to me makes perfect sense. But it's when it's just every week, every other day. Or in this case, this finance guy, every freaking day he was putting out a video. So finally I just said, unsubscribe and do not recommend. Because I'm like, I'm not here for that. I mean, you could find negativity anywhere you want. And when Heath and I were talking last night, I said, because like, if you put that out one time, and I'm sure this is what happened with him, and he's got like 1 million subs, is he put out one and it got huge views, right? And the more views you get, the better it is on YouTube. Not necessarily subscribers, you want views. And so then he just kept making it. It kept getting more views by being negative and fear. And it's like, okay, but then once you start doing that, then you start really thinking that way, because then you're just constantly looking for the negative in everything. And then guess what? Suddenly you are negative and you're holding on to all that fear and just down about everything. And I'm not here for that, right? I'm a silver lining type of person, and maybe that's why, like, sometimes I've seen people that are like, oh my gosh, you've really struggled, or how could you, I'm just don't know how you do it, or something like that. When we've had issues before, like, when we had to live in an a hotel for 4 months, and different things like that. And it's like, I always just find the silver lining. I mean, whatever happens, just deal with it and the best you can and make the best out of the situation, right? So that's kind of how I look at things. And that's, I'm not saying I want somebody who's positive all the time, but I just want someone who's realistic and is not going to shame me. So I know this is a long-winded. If you're new here, guess what? This is what I do. So go ahead, hit that subscribe and the thumbs up button, y'all, because yeah, that's if you like rants and rambles, here I am. But if you're like, oh, I can't stand that, then probably not the best video for you to watch, the Warden Report, if you don't care for ramblings and thoughts. But anyways, so back to the Budgetnista. So she isn't that shaming mindset. So she actually gets really real with real money mistakes she has made, where she got not only in her 20s making bad money mistakes, but where she actually got taken by crooks, and explained, a lot of that stuff. And, just being open and real, like, hey, I understand that, some people get into debt because they think they're going to make a lot of money, and they give their money to this crook that promises it them, and they look great, and guess what? They lost their $50,000 that they gave the person, and now they have to start over, or like in her case, she lost her townhome and stuff. And so, like, she understands, and I like that she doesn't shame people when they come up and they're like, oh my gosh, I've got, $80,000 in credit card debt. She doesn't talk down to them. She's just like, okay, we've been there. Let's figure out how we get out of there. Let's do this together. Just a more positive outlook. And then she's also not someone who's scared of credit cards. That's how I put it. She's not scared of them. She just understands how to use credit cards that are advantageous. And it's something you have to learn how to use them. Not just to use them, but the correct way of using them that financially benefits you. Which I understand that. And I follow Ramit and a few others, like her first 100K, Tori Dunlap, and I read her book, and a few others that are okay with credit cards, but it is something you have to learn how to do it. And I just feel like right now, since all my credit cards finally are paid off, right, I'm just not at the point where I want to try that. Is where I'm at right now. Like, this year is really about building the emergency fund. I'd like to get at least a 6-month emergency fund, and then just building from there our investments and everything else. So I'm just like, now, for right now, I'm not using my credit cards like at all, right? No. And then maybe that's something next year I might dabble in, but it is something you have to learn how to do it. So some of these books, like her book, Tori Dunlap's, Ramit's book, all of them, they really do a good job of teaching how to use credit cards to your advantage. And the main thing is never have a balance, so you're never paying interest. If you're paying interest, you've lost the game. So the game is, you have to be able to pay off that balance in full before the due date every month. So like some people auto pay every week and that kind of thing. So right now, I don't want to dabble in that. These are my goals this year, and that's what I'm focused on. But anyways, that's my book recommendation this week. Let me know any good finance books you've been reading, especially if they're in audio format. I'd love to hear it. Ooh, excuse me. Guess what today's lunch is? Yes, it's another salad in there. This is a deeper bowl. That's why it looks kind of small. But it's just a basic salad. I have bacon, some cheese. That horseradish cheddar is the cheese I'm using. 2 different kinds of ferments. My sauerkraut and kimchi. Pumpkin seeds. I used mayo as my dressing today. And I mixed in a little apple cider vinegar to kind of thin it out. And then I've got my avocado on this side here. And then I plan to drink as much as I can of this quart of kefir. And yeah, that's lunch. Dinner, y'all, on Wednesday. So I've got a little side salad here, and then our stuffies, but here's the piece de la resistance. I know I mispronounced that. But anyways, the piece of the centerpiece. So what we've got here is a ribeye. I cut it so it's just a 6-ounce ribeye there. And then I topped it with asparagus and then some crab meat. And then I made a Julia Child's, not a, but you know what I mean. I made Julia Child's blender hollandaise sauce and then fresh cracked pepper on top. We're going to be making this on the Friday night feast on June 7th. So if you want to know how to do it, go watch that live, y'all. It is so simple and easy. Like, really, this is a meal that is so posh, but takes under 30 minutes. Happy Thursday already. I hope everyone is having a great day. Hugs to everyone. And I am loving all the comments, y'all. I really feel like in life in general, like, everybody has different opinions, different outlooks on things. And I really do enjoy learning those different outlooks. So even if we don't agree on something, that's fine, right? Because you do what you feel is best, and you know, we all try to do that. And I think it's important to learn from everybody's different perspectives, because sometimes we do learn and sometimes we do change our mind, and sometimes it does raise a question where you're like, okay, I get that, let me study that a little bit more and just see what I can learn, right? So I enjoy that. So please don't ever feel like if you're like, oh, well, she would hate this comment or something, or oh, I'm not going to say this. Say it. Look, I'm a very upfront person, very direct, maybe too direct sometimes. So I'm okay with that. You could tell me whatever. Like I like to say I don't get offended, but I would say generally it takes a lot to offend me. Like, I'm trying to think what would offend me. I mean, obviously, if you call me some kind of name or say something derogatory about me personally, I mean, I wouldn't say I get offended. I'd probably just be hurt, because I'd be like, well, sorry you feel that way about me. What do you do there? So I enjoy that. So please feel free to be open and honest with me. Sorry, that light sucks, right? But thank you so much. I enjoy that. I am having my coffee. It's a little after 9. Y'all, a day already. It's Thursday. First Thursday of the month, which means, guess what? I got to go eat the dog's food tonight. And I went to go make my coffee, and I guess I didn't turn the blender speed all the way down. So we have a Vitamix that I, blend the MCT and the butter in, because, I mean, obviously, I know I can add butter or MCT to my coffee and use one of those little mini frothers or whatever, but the Vitamix just makes it perfect. It makes it that creaminess. It gives it like a little foam head on it. It's just amazing that way. However, my Vitamix, oh gosh, it's probably 15 years old, maybe 20. I don't know. It's old, y'all. It's pre-Heath. So the knob actually came off. And so now there's the little stick inside. So it was a stick and then the knob connected to that. So I have to use my hand to move that little stick to change the speeds. And I thought that I had turned it all the way down, but whatever, or somehow it got pushed up. I don't know. I made hollandaise last night, so I had to use it. And I guess I just didn't turn it down. So when I went to turn on my coffee, so that was fun to clean up. Always makes a day great, right? So I was like, okay, but you know what? I think the squats help because I had to get on the floor, clean up off the floor after the dogs licked up. Sam loves coffee, so he was all like, "Roar." So I had to clean all of that up, clean the cabinets, all the counter, everything, right? So I did all that, and I think the squats kind of helped with that. But yeah, so like, oh my goodness, this day, y'all. But it's gonna get better from here because that's how life is, right? So I'm enjoying this and listening to my various YouTubes, and then when I finish this, I'll go back to that new book that I talked about yesterday. Right now, I just finished Clark Howard. I really enjoy him. If y'all want somebody who is more common sense, not shameful, gives good financial and what's the word? Basically, how not to get scammed or taken, go give him a follow. Clark Howard. I find him easy to listen to, like his tone and everything. He just seems like a good uncle. That's what I feel like. He's like the good uncle that's there to give you advice, right? And yes, he talks about finances, but he also talks a lot about travel. He talks a lot about how to find certain deals. He talks a lot about different scams. So he will let you know whatever scams are going on that he's heard of and how to prevent those. He'll talk about like consumer rights when it comes, like somebody today was saying that they went, you know how you do the tap pay nowadays, and they paid for some hot dogs, and for some reason their $22 bill, when they checked their account the next day, had $80 added on as a tip. So it was like $100. And they were like, what? And when they called their bank, they were like, oh, well, do you have a receipt? And they're like, no, I just did the tap to pay. Just a huge ordeal, right? And the bank supposedly told them, oh, well, there's nothing we could do without a receipt. And Clark Howard's like, nope, here's your consumer protection. This is what you need to do, blah, 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 blah. And of course, he recommended in the future, though, always print your receipts with those, which I always do because I have the receipt apps. So, and I do it even at the gas pump. You know how they really don't want to give you a receipt when you get gas? I always say, no, I want the receipt. But it's mostly because I like to get my points on my various apps, y'all. But like he said, that's a good thing. And then plus I print them for tax purposes, you know, gas, and a lot of the food we get are write-offs when it comes to this channel, right? So just saving all of those, and I've been a little better this year. The past 2 years, honestly, we didn't earn that much, and I'm not saying we're going to earn much more this year. It seems like it's about on par for last year, but I'm doing better at organizing and keeping receipts. So I have a spreadsheet that I've created. I know that there's apps you can use, like QuickBooks or whatever, but I just did a spreadsheet, and I am keeping track of the business expenses. So like in April, when we went to Austin and San Antonio, kept track of all of that, and all of the receipts I'm scanning in and saving those on a file. And Clark Howard was actually one of his suggestions, because he said, you know, if you're ever audited, a lot of people, don't keep receipts, or they keep the paper receipts, but guess what? If you're audited 5 years down the road, have you ever seen a 5-year-old receipt? And he's like, so always scan those in, and that a lot of times if you come in with, you know, your USB drive, like here's all my receipts, then a lot of times the IRS are like, oh, okay, well, you're really prepared. I guess this is going to be a loss for us kind of deal. So doing that and keeping better track of everything. And I think that's helpful, right? So let me know, what do you do? Do you use an app? Maybe tell me if there's, now I am free. I am frugal free. Like I'm the type of person, I'm not going to be promoting some kind of app you have to pay for or some kind of program. I'm always looking for the free. So, and sometimes there will be a a free version, and it might just require more work. So like the business expense, it's a Google sheet that I found from somebody else said, it's like their Google sheet for business expenses. And I liked the layout and I liked how it was. And I was like, okay, I get this. It's free, right? Versus I know, I don't remember if QuickBooks is free or not, but I know that there's some programs you have to pay for. And I don't care if it's $20 a year. I ain't going to pay for it when there's a free option. I don't mind putting a little elbow grease if it saves me even $20 in a year. That's how my mentality is. Does anybody else agree? 22Q Cat, you're probably the same way, right? Who else is with us? So anyways, yes, I'm going to get back to work and enjoy this coffee early this morning. Oh, it feels so good. All right, y'all, have a wonderful day. I will see you tomorrow night. Guess what I'm having for lunch, y'all? It's a salad. I know. As Mom Bear Lynette said, I am the salad queen. But you see here, I've got different lettuces, my pumpkin seeds. I've got all kinds of ferments. I think 3 or 4 different kinds of ferments. Some kohlrabi salad that I made. Of course, bacon. I've got I think it was 4 slices of bacon. And I just used the bacon grease and apple cider vinegar as my vinaigrette. And then, of course, I've got my avocado here. And that's my lunch. What did you have today? Happy Friday, y'all. I am so glad it is Friday. Now, again, I was talking to my coworker earlier. I said, I must be in a different dimension or simulation or whatever you want to call it. Because, last night, Heath and I, we were talking, as we do, right? And he was like, WTF, tomorrow is Friday. And I was like, I know, where's the week gone? For us. And I would say it's my age, but I don't know. I'm curious because consistently my weeks seem to just fly by. I don't know if it's because I'm usually doing the same thing or, I'm trying to get out of that light or what it is, but I feel like weeks just fly by. We're already done with the first week of June. I still can't wrap my head around that we just finished May. And before that was April. Yeah, so it's going so fast. But then this morning, 3 coworkers were commenting about, oh my gosh, it's finally Friday. I just stressed or whatever. And I'm thinking, I know everybody has personal stuff, but I'm like, this has been, busy week, but it hasn't been pull your hair out week, right? Of course, I've been mostly doing let's see if that helps, an exception processing. So half my day, I'm in that world, right? But by the afternoon, when I could help out with the tickets, they haven't, Monday was crazy and we did have quite a few and it went on to Tuesday, but by Wednesday, we were golden, right? And yesterday, by the end of the last hour, I was like, okay, well, what else can I work on, right? I was able to, we have learning modules. Y'all probably have that if you're still working. So the security, learning about the newest scams and phishes and all that stuff. Had to take that. And another one about data management. And they were 45 minutes each, I think. And so we had enough time on Wednesday and Thursday that I was able to finish those, which is really nice. Especially I know as the month progresses, through August, it's going to be really busy. We could already look ahead and be like, oh my gosh. So I don't know. I talked to my work sister and I was like, where am I at? She goes, we're just in a different world because yeah, it's been a busy week. Been a busy but fast week, right? For us, or for me, and for Heath. He thinks it's because he doesn't have 2 days off in a row because it's split. So he's off Sunday, works Monday, and then off Tuesday. he always feels like his week goes by really fast because of that. And I'm like, yeah, that kind of makes sense. But who's with me? Who feels like more often than not their weeks tend to go fast? Or are you someone who's like, no, every week seems to be a drag? I'm just curious. And I mean, time is the same, for everyone, they say. So it's just, I just wonder where do we get the different views on that, right? And how we go through that. So with that, I always have a long way of making a point. Is that coffee? But anyways, I was listening to Benazati. He has How to Reprogram Your Mind to Heal the Body and Mind Without Medication with Peter Crone. So I'm listening to it, but I've actually heard a couple others. Like sometimes I listen to Mel Robbins. Let me know if anybody else watches her YouTube podcast. And so she gets a lot of people who talk about, mental health, physical health, financial health, success health, like, all the healths. And somebody else I was listening to, they were like, you could do everything correct, but if your mind's not there, it's like you can feed your body all the correct food, but if your mind's kind of against that, then are you going to have success? Or it might delay your success or what have you. And that's what this what Benazati and Peter Crone are talking about. Benazati calls it stinking thinking. You know how, if you watch him, he likes to do little, sorry, let me make sure it don't lob me out here, do funny terms for stuff. And I don't know if you can hear that. Look at him. He got a ribeye bone the other day, and he'll find it every once in a while, be like, ooh, yeah, let me gnaw on this a little more. But anyway, so yeah, he calls it stinking thinking, talking about how, how you phrase things and how you think of things does affect your outlook and how things happen. Like if you're always thinking, and I've heard this in the financial space too, y'all. So if you have that mindset of, oh, I'm poor, oh, I'm broke, oh, nothing goes my way, oh, I can't find a job, oh, this is wrong, oh, people are doing this and this, you kind of make your own things. For lunch today, I thought I'd show you, I'm having something different than a salad, I know. So, of course, I've got my polyphenols, ferments, probiotics, all that good yummy stuff there on the side. And then this, Heath had for lunch, it was basically spaghetti. And I said, ooh, can I have some? He's like, yeah, it's in the container. So when I got it out of the container, it's basically meat soup. It was mostly fat left. So I added cheese. I added some more of that kohlrabi, I guess, kind of salad I made. It's just kohlrabi and peppers, lime juice and all that. And some pumpkin seeds to try to... Because look, it's just like soup. It's basically a cheesy, soupy mess. So we'll see how I do. Oh, and then, of course, I'm going to try to drink a quart of my kefir, y'all. And that should do it. Happy Saturday, y'all. Whew, I just got back from the store, so I went to H-E-B, Kroger, and Aldi, and I got some really good deals. The highlights is at Kroger, I found gallon whole milk marked down to $1.39, and from past experiences, it freezes perfectly. You just pour out, enough for it to expand. So, excited. So I bought 4 of them. There was more, but I just bought 4 because I don't honestly think I could fit much more in our freezer. So that's exciting. I used the whole milk to make kefir. So yay. And yeah, I was like checking, did I put my kefir out? So I'll be making some more kefir. That's exciting. So good for milk for a while because there's 4 quarts to a gallon. So that's, what is that, 12 quarts then that I bought for a little over $5. And that's about, let's see, if I go through a quart a day, that's almost 2 weeks. That's pretty good. So, and then at HEB, I found some marked down baby Bella mushrooms, which are amazing. And I got a pork loin for $1.97 a pound. So that's exciting too. Heath is gonna, I think, smoke it either tomorrow or Tuesday. That'll be his lunches for the week, and that's less than $5. It was like $4.93, and that'll feed him all week. You can't beat that. And then also at HEB, they had, if you bought 2-pound bag of shredded cheese, your choice. So I got the mozzarella, and I know there's some anti-caking. I don't prefer to do it that way, but it was $8.49, which makes it $4.25 per pound. So that's actually pretty cheap, because typically I spend, like if I go to Sam's, it's like $5.23 for, oh, I guess that's a 2-pound block. So maybe that isn't the best deal. But I know a lot of times I get a pound and it's like $4 or $5. But anyhow, maybe I got too excited. But I also got, for buying that, you got a free dozen brown cage-free eggs. And so there we go. Maybe that evened out the cost. But we needed some shredded mozz, because tonight we're doing a recipe. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm excited for this recipe. Not only is it going to be freaking delicious, but hopefully it'll be something everybody enjoys as a recipe. So I can tell you part of the recipe is going to be using Ketochow. And you know who you are. We're going to be using this 505. And oh my gosh. So I think I have a name of this series. So we're kind of doing a series. And I think I came up with the name. I'm going to talk to Heath first when he gets off work and do that. And then the other thing at Aldi, so let me know below, I got this Too Good lemon. It was hard to pass up lemon. So I freaking love sour stuff. It's probably not going to be that sour because I don't typically get Too Good. I know some of you absolutely love their stuff, but I find a lot of it just way overly sweet. But I'm going to try it. It was $1.22, so I was like, well, let me try it and just see. But yeah, anyhow. So, and while I was out and about today, got my Dutch thanks to Air Front Auntie Shauna. Thank you so much, Shauna, again for our coffees today. So they also had bonus points. If you spent $10, you got 75 bonus points. So this is just my regular white coffee, breve, extra shot, because I was like, treat yourself. And sugar-free red raz, sugar-free dark chocolate. And then I, of course, got his Heath Bro, which is the green tea with the sugar-free rainbow in it, topped with tahini. So, yeah, that was really good. And I got blueberries. They were 2 for $3, 2 pints for $3 at HEB. And he loves blueberries. Supposedly, blueberries are really good for nerves. So I got him that. And then also strawberries were still $1.67 a pound. So I got one of those. We're almost out of the strawberry vinaigrette. So I might make more of that or more jam. I haven't decided yet. So overall, I felt like I did pretty good today as far as, finding some good deals on stuff. And yeah, I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, I got bell peppers were 50 cents each. So I got 2 of those. And jalapenos. And of course at Aldi, they still had the doggy ice cream. So I had to get, it's $2.65 for a 4-pack of doggy ice cream. So I had to get Sam and Delilah a couple packages of those. Because they, as hot as it freaking is, like they deserve ice cream, right? So if you feel like supporting our coffee habit, our drinking habit, I should say, like Shauna did. Thanks again, Shauna. If you want to secrete, if you want to secrete, that's really good. I'm going to leave that in here. But if you want to support our drinking habit or support the doggy ice creams, click on that Buy Me a Coffee link below, and we really appreciate that. 95% of what you put in does go to us, so I think that's really good as far as, you know, how much they take. So thank you so much. If you choose to do that, we'll give you a shout out. And y'all are amazing. I'm gonna have my salad for lunch and my yogurt and an avocado, and then get to work on getting everything set up for this new recipe. All right, for lunch today, y'all, I just felt kind of like a little platter, an antipasta. I don't know. Anyhow, got my avocado here. This is a large one. And then I've got some cream cheese stuffed peppers, my ferments, kimchi, and sauerkraut, plus some kohlrabi, pickles, and olives. And then I will be drinking my kefir when I'm done with this as well. Dinner tonight is a salad, and I've got chicken, bacon that I crisped up, garlic stuffed olives. Thank you. You know who you are. This is like, I got this lettuce on sale. It's some kind of fancy, like, I think the title was like gourmet lettuce leaves or something. Anyhow. And then just ferments, all kinds of stuff, y'all. And yeah, that's dinner tonight. And for the chicken, it's chicken thighs I got on sale at Aldi. And they're boneless, skinless. And I just take a couple out of the freezer pack and put them in the air fryer for a few minutes. So that wraps up another week of the Warden Report. Hello from you, from my swamp to you. So a fast rain, just all of a sudden it poured real quick, and as you can see, my yard is a swamp again. I'm out here because the dogs, I have to go with them and hold open our gate here. So I had to hold that open so they'll go potty. But at least they do go potty outside, so that's good. They do go out in the water and do all of that stuff. Well, I am so excited, as always, to read all of your comments. And I really hope you enjoyed this week. I hope you're having an amazing week as well. And I'm just excited about Friday night, y'all. I hope to see everybody there. I'm really looking forward to the dish. Very comfort food dish. I think it's going to be great. I mean, I've already made it, so it was delicious the first time. So I know it will be the second. And yeah, so it's been a week, and I can't believe we're like halfway through June, y'all. So I got to finish my squats for the day. I just have 10 to do. How I'm doing it now that we've reached the 100 mark is I'm going to do 100 in the morning. And then whatever the difference is, that's going to be my evening squat. So today was 110, so I did 100 this morning. And I'm going to do 10 now, probably while this video is rendering. It won't take long to do 10. But thank y'all so much again for watching. I really appreciate y'all. And please make sure you give the video a thumbs up. If you're not already, hit that subscribe button, y'all. We'd love to have you as one of our subscribers, and it really does help the channel. Thank y'all so very much. Have a wonderful week. Love you. Bye.